Happy learning, dear students. Today we will solve some problems regarding the exponents. So let's start with the first question. Let us assume that the x value is equal to 2 and y value is equal to minus 2. So in the question they have given you an assumption telling that the x value is 2 and y value is minus 2. Now they are asking you to find what is x of x plus y, x power x plus y plus y power x minus y. Okay, now let's try to put the values of x and y in those respective places. So we get in the place of x you just put the number 2. So 2 power 2 plus of minus 2 plus in the place of y you need to write it as minus 2 and in the place of x you simply write it as 2 minus of minus 2. So you can see that in the place of x, I am simply writing 2 and in the place of y, I am just mentioning it as minus 2. Okay, now let's try to resolve this. It's one of the pretty easiest question. So 2 power 2, what is plus into minus? Plus into minus is minus. So 2 power of 2 minus 2 plus minus 2 into minus into minus is nothing but it is plus, right? So it's going to be 2 plus 2. Okay. Now let's try to go to the next step. So 2 minus 2 is nothing but 0 plus minus 2 power 4. Okay. Anything power 0, whether it is 2 power 0 or 3 power 0 or 4 power 0, anything to the power of 0, the value is 1. So 0 as an exponent, we call this as 0 as an exponent. So any base power 0 is 1. Whether it is a power 0 or 2 power 0, the value is going to be 1. Okay. Plus, now we have 2 power 4 minus of 2 power 4. So when I say minus of 2 power 4, it means that you're going to take minus 2 4 times, right? So minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. So the answer is plus 16. So whenever you have the power as even, so even if you have a positive number or a negative number, the answer is still positive. The reason is because your exponent is even. Okay. So 2 power 4 minus 2 power 4 is 16. So the answer to this question is nothing but 16 plus 1, which is 17. So here we have just taken an assumption of x as 2 and y as minus 2 and we have solved this problem. I hope it is clear. Now let's go to the second one. Minus 3 power minus 5 into 3 power 3. See, when you look into such kind of higher components or negative components, don't get panic. Okay. The reason is it's very easy to solve such problems when you have a common base. Okay. The base in sense, I mean to tell the number 3 here. You have a common base called 3. So whenever you have a common base, immediately you can group the exponents or you can group the power values. Now I'll tell you how to do that. Let's take minus 3 power minus 5 into 3 power 3. Correct? Don't try to solve 3 power 3 and complicate it. We will first of all try to simplify this equation and then you can solve it. Don't immediately write 3 power 3 as 27 and then proceed. It makes the problem a little more complex. Don't do that. Try to simplify the base and then solve it. You can see how I'm doing it. So I'm just taking the value of minus outside. So 3 power of minus 5 into 3 power 3. Whenever you have a common base, you can add the powers. Okay. So whenever you have the common base, you can add the powers. I have explained all these in our previous videos as well. So please go and check to the previous videos where we have explained the basic concepts of exponents and base. So I will repeat it again by then. So whenever you have a common base, you are supposed to add the powers. Let's take 3 minus 5 plus 3 here. Okay. So what's minus 5 plus 3? It's going to be minus 2. So minus of 3 power minus 2. So retain the minus. Instead of writing 3 power minus 2, I'm going to write it as 1 by 3 power 2. Okay. So 3 power minus 2 is nothing but it is the division value, right? So 1 by 3 square. So the answer will be minus 1 by 9. Now let's take an example. What is 3 power 3? It is nothing but 3 into 3 into 3, which is 27. What is 3 power minus 3? It's 1 by 3 power 3. So the answer is 1 by 27. Okay. So whenever I have a minus present as an exponent, it means that you have a division over there. Okay. Fine. Now let's go to the third question. So a divided by a power minus 4. A divided by a power minus 4. So this is what they have given in the question, and they are giving you an assumption stating that a value is 2. So let's take 2 divided by 2 power minus 4. Okay. So what is 2 divided by 2 power minus 4? The meaning of 2 is you have a power 1 present here. Correct? So let's simplify the base first. So 2 power 1. Whenever you have a division, you need to put a minus symbol. Minus of minus 4. Let me give you an example for this and then go to this problem. Listen. I have 2 into 2 power 4. What do? You have a common base here, so you tend to add the power. So 2 into 1 plus 2 power 1 plus 4, which is equal to 2 power 5. Okay. So whenever you have a multiplication symbol, you are just simply adding the powers. Let's consider a case you have a division here. Then you need to subtract the powers. So 2 power 1 minus 4, which is 2 power minus 3. Okay. Can you witness the difference here? Whenever you have a multiplication, you tend to add it. And when you have a division, you tend to subtract it. Okay. Now let's consider another case. 2 divided by 2 power minus 4. So whether you have a plus 4 or a minus 4, that's not a big deal for us. Because you have a division here, which means you need to subtract it. I'm least bothered whether the power is plus 4 or minus 4. So here 1 minus of minus 4. Okay. This minus is very important. When you have a division, you need to subtract the powers, and when you have the multiplication, you need to simply add the powers. So the answer will be here 2 power 5. The same is replicated in this question as well. So 2 power minus into minus is plus. So 1 plus 4, which is 2 power 5. So what's the value of 2 power 5? You get it as 32. Okay, so the idea behind this problem is whenever you have a division, you need to go for subtraction, and when you have multiplication, you need to go for addition. Okay, now let's try this problem. Next one, 3 power 3 plus 3 power 3 plus 3 power 3. So you have 3 times 3 power 3, right? You have 3 times 3 power 3 equal to 243 into 3 power k. So they are asking us to find what is the value of k. Okay, 3 power 3 plus 3 power 3 plus 3 power 3 is equivalent to 243 into 3 power k. So now we are going to find out what is the value of k. Okay, in order to find out the value of k, let's try to simplify the base here. So you have 3 power 3 present 3 times. So I am going to write it as 3 into 3 power 3. Because we know that repeated addition is what you call it as multiplication. So I am having 3 power 3 3 times. So that's the reason why I write it as 3 into 3 power 3, which is equal to 243 into 3 power k. Okay. Now I have told you that Whenever you have a multiplication and the common base, you need to add the powers. So here I will write 3 power 1 plus 3. Okay, which is equal to 243 into 3 power k. So 1 plus 3 is 4, so 3 power 4. Now, if you express the 243 as something to the base of 3, it will be very easy for us to get the value of k. So when you find out 3 power 5, 3 power 5 is nothing but it's 243. Okay, you can try doing it. 3 power 5 is nothing but 243. So I'm going to write 243 as 3 power 5 into 3 power k. So 3 power 4, I have a common base here. You need to add the powers. So 5 plus k. Okay, so 4 is equal to 5 plus k. Hence, you get the value as 4 minus 5 is equal to k. Therefore, the value of k is minus 1. So I have a positive 5 here, and when it goes on the other side of the equal to, it becomes a minus 5. That's the reason why I get the value of k as minus 1. So you can see that again, whenever you have the common base, okay, and there exists a multiplication symbol, you can add the powers. Whenever you have a common base and a division present, then you need to subtract the powers. That's the conclusion what we are arriving by checking to these 4 questions.